Hi, everybody. It's a nice and sunny day out here, and I am on location. I am down in Akron, Ohio. I don't know what's going on. It looks okay on my end. My time's going. Oh, this is cute. Look at this little outdoor area. I'm down in Akron, Ohio, in the Fairlawn area because Carlos has a work trip. So I'm walking around here, and I was just telling a story, and it happened in Cleveland, Ohio in 2023 because, and I wanted to share this because the guy was a confidential informant, supposedly. I think he claimed he was. So after the police found out from this woman that someone was being held and they show up at this guy's house, he comes out in like this red hoodie, red sweatpants, red face thing around, face mask, gator thing over his face. He didn't want his face to be seen. And he starts freaking out on the cops. He's like, "Get out of here. You're going to make my spot hot." And the cops are like, "What does that even mean?" And he's like, "I'm a confidential informant. That's all I can say to you. That's all I'm allowed to tell you. I can't tell you anything else. You're going to have people all over me." So the cops just kind of talk to him and then they leave. And they didn't let him know why they were there. They were just like, kind of like checking it out. So I think they kind of tended to believe him. Um, and then they like gathered together, the cop, and were like kind of talking it over. So ultimately they leave. Then they go back another time. And maybe it was after they got together and they were like, "What should we do?" And that's when the other case, the Ariel Castro case, got brought up, and they're like, one of the guys was just adamant, like, I'm going to take every one of these cases very seriously because you never know. So they go back a second time. The second time they go back, oh my God, I hope these geese don't bother me. They go back a second time. Oh, here's another comment. Let me see. Oh, it worked. All right. I don't know. I just turn the camera off, turn the camera back on. Yay. Thank you, Love Tina. I appreciate that so much. Maybe the sun is like making my screen dark. Sometimes my screen does that. Hold on, let me see. Now my brightness is up. Well, who knows? So the second time the police go back, they say we want to check the basement because the lady at the store said he had someone in his basement. So they go down to the basement. There's nothing in there. The guy's still acting weird. He's still freaking out about being a confidential informant. More cops are there this time, but there's nothing in the basement. So they leave. Then something happened later in the night. I don't remember what they said happened, but they go back later. You might have even seen someone else that reported something, or they just did a little bit more digging. So they go back at midnight, and there's just two officers. And this time they're like, "We want to search the whole house." So this time the guy comes out and he's like, he was all apologetic. "I'm sorry for earlier. Oh, sure, you can come in, no problem. Just give me a couple minutes." So he's like, "Yeah, you can come in, but you got to come through the back." I was like, red flag, hello. You can come in, but you got to come in through the back because they were at the front. They were at the front door, and there was a porch, like an enclosed porch area in the front. He did not want them to go in that enclosed porch area. And I was getting a little frustrated with the police. at this point because it seemed like they were appeasing him too much, and I don't know if that was their tactic, like, they knew they were gonna do what they wanted to do eventually, but it was frustrating to me. So they go around the back, search the whole entire house, find nothing, and then they're standing in, like, the living room area, which is right next to the porch, and the guy starts blasting, like, this rap music. So the cops are like, "Turn the music down, turn the music down." And when they did, they heard noise coming from the porch. That man had a woman in like a storage box, like a plastic storage box, like under the porch. Or at first I thought she was under the porch because the one cop was outside and he pulled like those little gates that people have to keep animals out from under their porch. And I thought, oh my God, she's under there. But then actually got her out from inside. So I think she was just in a container. Um, she couldn't tell them how long she was there. She was like 60 years old. But so just to backtrack a little bit, the guy, the reason he was a confidential informant was because he had gotten busted because he was a big dealer in the area. And he had gotten busted like only like a week and a half earlier. And I guess they struck a deal. And he was like, I want to work for the cops now. Like, I'm tired of all this. And I'm on a mission. And I need to get this many weapons and this much supply and all this stuff to help the police. So, because the police had to, he had to give them a name. Like, well, who are you a confidential informant for? And he did give them a name. Like, it really seemed legit, even when they ended up getting him into the interrogation room back at the police station. It seemed like he was a confidential informant. So they find this woman, and she was 60 years old. She was a user. Hey, who's in here? Tip Top Health. Hello. Woke up. Hey there. Kane, hello. How are you? Are you working today? Is it hot and sunny down there? I am just like 90 miles approximately south of where I live, and it's like 10 degrees warmer here. I'm like 90 minutes, like an hour and a half. Oh, it's not hot? I want it to be hot. We're supposed to get some 80-degree weather this next, no, next week. Yeah. Middle of the week next week. So it's probably going to be the last time I use my pool. And floating is my favorite thing to do. So I'm like, I told Carlos, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to float next week and then we'll close it for the winter. The leaves are already changing here. I don't know if you can see the trees behind me back here. They're a lot more than that back up where I live. When I walk in the fall, it's going to be beautiful. That's the good thing. Carlos loves the seasons. I'm like, nah, I'd rather it be hot all the time. Carlos is working right now, and I'm just making videos. Okay, so this crazy guy, I'll find the video and I'll link it in my community post so you guys can watch it because I'm probably not doing it justice, but I was like, parts of it, I was just laughing. So he's this confidential informant, but the reason why he had this woman captured in his house is because she was a user and he was her dealer, and he was afraid she was going to go out into the neighborhood and tell everybody. So he's like, I couldn't let her out, man. I had to keep her. She was going to go out there and ruin my, he kept saying, make my spot hot. So he kidnapped her and kept her in a box. But he did severely injure her. Like she was when the police got there, she was paralyzed, and I don't think she ever recovered from that. he took a sharp object and hit her in the arm with it. Yeah, it was bad. He ended up, he thought for sure, because I'm a confidential informant, I'm going to get away with this because I was doing this to protect my job of helping the police. I mean, it was crazy. But he ended up, his sentence, I think the max he could have gotten was like 25 years or something like that. And they gave him a super high bond. Like the guy was just like in total shock. About confidential informants, right? Like how many college kids get used like that there's stories of that end up in horrible situations or even lose their lives over it. But I'm trying to see where else I want to go down here. I think I'm going to walk down and see. I don't know if I can make it across this big highway down here. There's a shopping mall across the way. I'm going to keep reading. Woke up. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not young anymore, so to still get hair compliments is nice. Carlos and I were at the casino one time. We were on separate machines in different parts, and I told him later, I go, I think I got hit on by like a 20-something-year-old. Oh my God, funny. I'm still wearing this. I'm like the bionic one. I injured it before July 29th. I didn't tell a doctor, I told a doctor about it on July 29th. They sent me for an x-ray, probably at the beginning of August. I went to the pediatric doctor and swapped out my little Velcro brace that I bought myself for this. This thing's hard as a rock. It's like a cast. It's a removable cast. Can you guys see me? I look really dark. It's because of the sun, I think. Sorry. I've been wearing it ever since, which helps. It's definitely protected. But I got denied. They denied my MRI because they want you to do therapy before you get an MRI. Have any of you been in that situation? I'm like, therapy for what? We don't know what's wrong with it yet. I mean, yeah, the x-ray showed no broken bones, but I don't always trust x-rays. They miss stuff. And if it's a tendon, we need to know what's wrong with it. Like, is it torn? Is it bruised? Is it, I'm like, on physical therapy for something we don't know what it is. So I started all over again, square one. Went back to my doctor, said reorder it, and I'm just gonna play their game. That's one of my my strengths, being an advocate like that. If you guys go back and watch the beginning of the video, I was talking about how it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And our first few videos, like our first 48 videos, are that story. It's a crazy story. Like, it'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry. I kept a journal the whole time. I need to publish it. Like, the thing is huge. It's 2 years worth of journal articles. And I was crazy. I was a crazy mom back then, trying to save my son's life. It could be a fracture that the x-ray didn't pick up. I feel more like it's not bone, but I've never broken a bone, so I don't know. It's more like it hurts in my wrist, but it hurts when I move my thumb. So that's why I'm thinking it's like something that connects the two. It'll probably be healed before I find out. I keep saying I'm a victim of the American healthcare system. All right, let's see. Oh, I think there's a light. Let's see, there's a person down here. Maybe they're crossing. I'm gonna watch and see if they cross. What do you think? Do you think I can try to cross this later? Although by the time I'm ready to go, Carlos will be back and we'll drive. Not too big. It's just not a crosswalk. I don't know if I'm showing anything. There's a hibachi right down the street. That's Carlos's favorite thing, so we're going there for dinner later. I like to get the bento box. Have you guys ever had a bento box? Tendon or ligament. That's what I'm thinking, and I don't know anything about that. So maybe I should look it up and see how I should handle that. Carlos and I were joking last night. We were driving in the car, and I said, "I'm going to walk up and down this road." See that guy that just walked by me? Um, I said, "So tomorrow, if I go missing, this is the road I'm going to be on." It's not funny, but that's where my headspace is at with all this true crime. What is what? I see your comment, Love Tina. No, what is that? I pray said something. I know, I know. I like as soon as I saw him, I moved away over. It is scary walking by people, but I also told Carlos, I said, so this is the road I'll be walking on, and if anything happens, I will throw evidence. Oh, look who's beeping! That's Carlos. He's back, and I'm recording. Oh my god, that's funny. Or maybe he's just taking a break. He's probably hungry. He's probably like, let's go to hibachi place. This thing that I have on my hand, bento thing. Oh, the bento box. Yeah. So it's literally a box that they give you, but it's fancy, right? And like whatever country, Asian country that comes from. It's very cute and it has little sections and they just put different you choose different meal items and they put them all in their own little section and it's just cute. But I guess there was a trend. I'm sure it's probably more popular in some places than others, but crunchy moms, maybe? Have you guys heard of a crunchy mom? They'll get these, there's lunch boxes made like that now. And so you can make your kid this cute little lunch with all different items separated. And that's where I came from. Oh, but never had it. Yeah. I didn't either. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And I liked it. It was good. All right. When I go in, I am going to, I told you, I'm still reading the Moscow um, police reports. And even in those, so many questions. Oh my goodness. Like, what was the one that I left off on? Oh, the Rosinski guy. That's what I wanted to ask you guys. Hi, Swamp Rose. Before like those docs, like discussing this case for 2.5 years, like we've heard Payne and Fry and Tisdall and Rosendahl and Vargas and Nunez and all those police, Mowry, all those police officers. I never heard of a Rosinski. And I thought it was really odd. I think it was in document like, it was the reports, the police reports from Moscow. It was like report number 8 or 9, I think. Um, they only let him go to the scene for like 2 hours. and was standing outside the door, and then he's the one that ended up putting in his notes that he heard they found a sheath. And I'm like, was he like the rookie that like talked too much? He blabbed too much? Look who's here.
Go get a bento box.
I said he's probably. I'm hungry. I'm ready to go eat. Whatever, but. Look, he's all gussied up. Where'd you go? A working man. Oh, funny. So had you guys heard of that Brzezinski guy before? And it was probably Lana. Someone on a show a long time ago said that it's only because that officer put the sheath in his report or something like that. Because and so far I haven't seen anybody else. So all the first responders wrote their reports and none of them said anything about a sheath. Now I know in the PCA it said seen later, like they found it later, but I'm waiting to see that how much later. I don't know. I'm having a hard time because there's so much in this case, like laying my thoughts out in a logical theory maybe of what I'm seeing with this evidence and just tell Carlos and show Carlos like why this looks like it wasn't Brian and it was more than one person. And I know like there's a part of me that's like he said he did it, so he's guilty, but I need to do an episode on those cases that I found where they took a plea deal and then they ended up being innocent. They were proven innocent. So I know that happens. So most of me is like, that's what's happening. Oh, and the other thing, when I read, seriously, there's a bee. Today I read the alternate perpetrator theory documents. I read all of them so I could just get it all in chronological order, in order of how they were responding to each other. I feel like if there are names and evidence, which the one that was just released said that the state has names, and the state has they said it like evidence and items, artifacts, something like that. If they have that points at other people, isn't that grounds for a new trial, an appeal? Like you would think that would be grounds for that. Am I crazy? Hi, Leslie and Billy. I hope everybody's having a great day. If Brian can appeal at any time, probably with the right evidence, circumstances, why was everybody talking about like a date? And I thought had that date passed? I thought it was close to Labor Day. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet, giving me compliments. I thought maybe the date was like to change his plea, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to put together some of this. I am going to start going live. I will be back. I will be able to go live probably Friday morning. So, and then I have a wedding this weekend. I have to make Puerto Rican rice for like 100 people for my nephew. So I'm gonna be doing that Saturday, and then my other nephew is getting married in a few weeks. Got lots of weddings and babies being born in our family. My sister's 5 years younger than me, and she's on like grandbaby number four. And she lives like 2.5 hours away from me. So I'm trying to drive up there as much as I can. Yeah, you guys know the rice I'm talking about with I put chicken in mine, but it's with the pigeon peas, and we call it arroz con dules or something like that. I'm not the Hispanic one, Carlos is, but that was the one recipe that his mom made that I was like, I am gonna learn how to make that. Yeah, and the red beans and rice, I can make that too. Those are the only two things from his side of the family. I will drop that link of that Cleveland guy that I was talking about, and I'll show a clip of it in when I go live time too. He at first he was funny, and then it got serious once you found out what he was doing. But his thought process, like, what were you thinking, dude? Oh my gosh. Isn't it fun to just go from live to live to live? Like, I felt so bad because I know Christy was live and I love her. She's not far from me either. I'm like, I was gonna tell her, hey, we could meet like halfway and I can help you with your with your drive. The reason I feel comfortable, and it was a positive thing that came out of COVID when COVID happened and I was a classroom teacher. We had no time to prepare. They were just like, "You're at home and you gotta teach kids online, and that's it, figure it out." Like, they didn't train us. They didn't show us anything. We already had a laptop and that was it. And the first year was only, like, from March until end of May, so it wasn't so bad. They took it easy on us, like, we just had to post things online. But then the next school year, I taught from my house all year long to kids who wanted to stay online all year. You guys, I was using, like, Zoom, like, it was like Zoom, but it was a different format of it. I would have 35 kids on a Zoom meeting at one time teaching them. It was crazy. So I learned how to use, like, I had 2 screens going. I was using, sharing my screen and videos and all that stuff. So, um, I'm a little rusty now at it, so I'm like, "I should know how to do all this stuff," but yeah, that I was constantly saying, "Mute your mic, mute your mic, mute your mic." And you were like, you're muted, unmute your mic, you're muted." I also saw when I was teaching, the kids wouldn't wanna be on camera, but I would make them turn their camera on because they had to be in attendance, like, I had to know they were there. So I would just see, like, spinning ceiling fans. They would just point their camera up to the ceiling with kinda like the Karen Reed trial, and then I had to start saying, "Put a body part in your," like, I need to see an arm or a leg or a foot or something. It was fun. Carlos took a video of me. It was such a weirdly special time in our lives because Carlos was already working from home. And for me to get to work from home at the same time, he was upstairs in his office and he'd be on like a serious business call. And I would be downstairs playing music and singing and like trying to, get the kids' attention. And all the people on his meeting would be like, "What's that noise?" Oh, funny. That's why, where was I when I brought up, oh, on my last live. the box that was in the house on the first floor. I'm still on a mission about that first floor. I'll get back to that in a minute. But in the closet on the first floor of the house, there was that box that said, in an emergency can be used as a diorama or something like that. Like I'm always trying to look for like the educational stuff. Business upstairs, party downstairs. Oh, funny. I just say I was gonna be at, oh, the house. Oh, that first floor. So I've been going back and looking at people who have made either 3D, like the creators that do the 3D models and videos. Um, they either don't show the whole first floor because we were told nothing happened down there, or I looked at some that were like a top down view. And the way that that view, looking at like like pretend like the roof is off the house and you're looking down on it, it didn't it didn't look to me like how the body cam video, not the body cam video, the released photos when we in my last lives, I was, woohoo! Look at that, cha-ching! Thank you, Carlos Aponte. Shout out to Carlos Aponte, everybody. Love you. That's cute. What do we got there? What is that thing doing? It's a super sticker with the big thumbs up and the baseball hat. Love it. Love it. Um, so yeah, I was really looking at the photos and diving into the photos with the first floor, just because I think it's very important that Bethany said she heard that firecracker and saw the spark, but suppose and she said she saw it under her door, and her door is wrapped around away from the front door. So I'm pretty comfortable saying it's impossible that it was from the front door that she saw it. And she also made the statement in her interview that she thought it was either, I think she said it came downstairs, something to that effect. Now I can go to hibachi. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. He's such a supporter. See, you guys, he's even on the opposite side of things as me. Uh, do you guys think there's anything, and I'm going to end with this, I guess, because I'm trying to figure out, other than it being a firearm noise, which a lot of people speculate, I wouldn't describe that as a firework and a spark, though, but she could have been trying to uh, demean it a little bit, because that's what I think. I think those girls were like terrified into not saying a whole lot or anything. Maybe they weren't supposed to say anything. Maybe that was a slip. I don't know. Because it was a terrifying situation. But those cans, so I pointed those out in the photos too. There were crinkled cans all over the first floor. I just got done finishing a drink and threw it on the floor. One was by the bathtub, one was in the hallway, and I thought, was it a distraction? Like, were there um maybe the fireworks were inside the can? I mean, the cans didn't look blown apart, but they did look like crinkled. I don't know. Just thought the casino has not been kind lately. And I'm mad about that because I finally understand how to play craps and I love playing, but they keep taking my money. Why did the feds give Moscow BK's name? That's a good question because they're the ones that did the DNA. I know that's what Carlos would say. I don't I mean, I would hate that testing of the DNA and all that stuff doesn't exist. I would say how it got on the sheath would be the question. Like, I know some people think that they didn't even do anything. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Kane? Did you did you do a video about that? Carlos, the tip. It's just the tip. We don't talk about the tip. Everybody in the chats usually starts cracking up when we say the tip. I don't know. I could come up with some crazy ideas for that. So the basic so there's from one end is they got the DNA off the snap, they did the testing and everything's legit and it came to Brian's dad and then they swabbed Brian and then it matched, the thing. All the way over to the other side of there's a huge operation going on like bust this like nationwide huge cartel and Brian was an informant or something or working on it or I always got the gut feeling and I oh my god there's a I just didn't see him. I didn't oh my god, you guys. Did I blow your ears? Okay, let my heart calm down. It's a pit bull too. Oh my god, oh my god. Carlos, where are you? No, I'm okay. I felt something licking my leg and I looked down and there was he's a beautiful dog, but I did not expect that. Let me see what Kane said. I thought you were dead. Kane, if I was in Florida, it could have been an alligator chomping at my leg and I wouldn't know it until it chomped my leg. Just a pit bull. There was other male DNA on the sheet that wasn't BK. What is the Fed's connection? Is my point. Right. Kate, I'm trying to find what document that is in. Do you know about the other DNA? I mean, I'm going to go searching for it, but make my life easier if someone could tell me. Yeah, I don't understand that. That's Carlos. These are the questions I have. Like, why, if especially if it's on the sheath? Like, if it's anything, like they should have swabbed the heck out of every stitch on that whole entire sheath. Do you agree? Like, they should have they should have just swabbed everything. And then we find out, all this other blood. Now, okay, Carlos is gonna say that the blood could be old, like it could have been there from a month ago, the week before, a year ago, or whatever. Yeah, exactly. What sheath? We haven't seen one yet. And I keep saying that's your only well, besides the car that they can't prove that it's the car, that's your only evidence, and we haven't seen a picture of it. The police didn't report in their reports seeing it. Yeah, I haven't got to that one yet. We're gonna figure this case out, you guys. We're gonna be talking about this case for years. I feel like the right person needs to, like, I don't know who it is, an investigator, a lawyer, um, an activist group, somebody needs to start listening to all this, questionable or stuff, or they need to quit redacting everything and shut everything in our face so we will shut up. We haven't even seen Brian's car yet, let alone the sheath. Right, right. And isn't there, didn't someone say that there was a camera across the street from the house? Remember when Olivia first came out and said we saw them get home and they are, she knew exactly what time the cops were saying approximately 1:45. She's like, no, it was 1:56. I saw them on camera. You can't see them exactly in front of their house on the 1112 camera. It's got to be another camera. I don't know. Lots of questions. I love all you guys. I am so happy to see you today. Thanks for walking with me and listening to me ramble on and scream because I almost got killed. That one I'm gonna have to make a short of. Kane, you can make it a short and play it as a funny little clip. That would be funny. Oh my god, I can't wait to watch that one back. Right, there, that 1112 is like, and the camera's facing away from the house, so it's catching everything coming in. Well, I guess she would see the car. So Olivia would have saw the car turning in, but she wouldn't actually standing outside the front of the house. I don't know. I could go on and on and on and on and on. I also thought it was interesting that Tisdall said in his report that him and Rosendahl saw 2 to 3 people outside the house between, what time did he say? I don't know if it was 2 and 2:30. I think it was before the band field. And he said one of them had blonde hair, but he didn't say if it was male or female. He didn't say if they were male or female. Um, and remember, you're right. He's writing this up after the crime. So you know that that's your most important. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for two blonde girls, a brunette girl, and a guy. And he didn't even differentiate if they were females or males outside or that they were with a dog or anything like that. Interesting. Don't you think the White's apartment building would have a camera? Has anybody ever said anything about that? Because isn't that the apartments that's directly facing the house? I'm starting to learn the area better after I made everybody help me in my live. Anybody know about the Queen Road? That would be interesting. I wonder who runs or manages those apartments. That's why I was asking what the Linda Lane apartments were officially called because if they don't have a name, how do you advertise them? I mean, I guess like when you have just a duplex, you just put the address, like it doesn't have a name, but I was under the assumption it was a complex, not just it's not just a house, I don't think. Definitely the one isn't. The one has multiple apartment buildings or multiple units in it. What are you linking to me here? Oh, a clip.